Hey guys, a lot of you recommended that I do a tour of my reptile collection because a lot of you don't know all of my snakes yet, and some of you already do, but this is kind of just going to be a breakdown of all of the snakes I own as of February 2020. In the tradition of not editing any of my videos, I have set up all the snakes in their carriers right around me so I can just kind of pull them out and introduce them. But yeah, so without further ado, we'll just jump right into it. So the first snake I will introduce you to is Samson. I have been told that I talk about him the most, and that is probably because he is like the first snake I ever really got. He's my like baby. So Samson is a sable pinstripe ball python, and he's about 2.5 years old right now, I would say. But yeah, he's super friendly and has a really good temperament, and I love him a bunch. He definitely lets me screw around with him a lot, so he's my child, and I love him. But yeah, so ball pythons are super tight because they're a pretty good temperament. They aren't like super big either. They get to be about like 4 feet long when they're adults. I'm not going to show you any of the snakes I'm fostering, just the ones that I own. But the sable gene kind of gives them like a richer color. And then the pinstripe, you can see he has this stripe along his back. So that is just what that morph is. I don't know much about morphs. I just know that like, I know the ones that I own. When I got Samson, I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to spend a ludicrous amount of money. But I didn't care about his morph. I just wanted one with a really good temperament, and I really lucked out because he's super, super awesome. But he's a good boy. He's okay with being messed around with. Okay, I'll put him back. Oh, Penny's interested. I hope she doesn't come over and start messing with the snakes. They might not be super appreciative. But the second snake I have, who is a huge fan favorite, is Sassy Worm. So Sassy Worm is a Kenyan sand boa. You can see here. I love sand boas because they have really good temperaments and they don't get big at all. They really don't need, they might need a 20-gallon if they're like a super huge female, but usually they can stay in a 10-gallon and be fine. So they're just like super awesome beginner, like low maintenance pets. They are pretty stupid, like, but she's like a super big sweetheart. Like, obviously, for very clear reasons, people are a huge fan of her. Hey, Penny. Penny's saying hi. But yeah, so the Kenyan sand boa is unique in that she actually burrows in her substrate. So unlike the other snakes, she has more of a substrate focused enclosure. But like I said, you can see her enclosure is like behind me, like right there. It's super tiny, and like that's all she's ever gonna need. But she's like a big dumb worm. Her eyes like point in different directions. It's just super. How could you not? How could you not love her? She's just such a good. And she's super like, she's not head shy at all. So I actually got her because I was in my reptile shop checking out, and I overheard a woman talking to the reptile keepers saying, do you have room for a sand boa? And they were like, not right now. Why? They said they had this sand boa with a really bad temperament. Like, she was fine for a year, and then all of a sudden she just became very aggressive. And they had a younger child, like maybe 7 years old, and they didn't want it like biting him and stuff. And so I was like, I'm fine getting bitten. I'm fine with like aggressive snakes. I'll like come get it. And she was like, thank you so much. So Sassy, she was like pretty, like she would startling jump, and she would like try to bite a little bit. And I don't know why. I wonder if she was like mishandled by the kid or something. Because sand boas are, they usually have really good temperaments. And like when I go to touch her now, she'll still jump like if I startle her. But as you can see, she's got a really good temperament. Like, she's not head shy. Like, she lets me fuck with her so much. Like, I don't understand. So, sand boas are just fucking tight. But that is how I got Sassy Worm. She's a rescue. I probably got her after she was a year old. She's probably a year and a half now. So, she's definitely a favorite of mine and a fan favorite of many. So, I will set her over there. And on to the next snake I have is Cookie. Cookie is a pied ball python, and he's about a year old now, I think. So the pied gene, you can see, there's a lot of pied animals, is just the white with splotches of pigment around. And Cookie is notoriously shy. He startles a lot. He doesn't like to be handled much. He doesn't like to be messed with, but he will kind of warm up a bit. So I did get him because I really wanted a Pied. Pieds became pretty popular recently, so they aren't very hard to find anymore, and they aren't super, super expensive. And he did seem like a good temperament at the time. Like, he definitely has his moments, but he can be quite a bit skittish, so I try not to bother him too much. He has the penthouse suite in my reptile rack, just kind of so he can be alone and not be bothered much. But he's a good boy. He's definitely a cutie. See, he'll like wrap around and hang out a bit. Oh, he's definitely fast though. Like, you can tell he's starting to kind of get stressed out because he's running around. So I'm gonna put him away. Ooh. And the next snake I have is Rosie. She's right here. She's a little baby. She's a BCI, which is a type of... Oh, I just bumped the mic. I'm so sorry, everybody. I hope that isn't a problem. But she's a BCI, which is a type of boa constrictor. There's two types. There's a BCC, which is a boa constrictor, and a BCI, which is a boa constrictor imperator, I think. I could be wrong. And the big difference is that the BCI just doesn't get as big, and that's because the county I live in, Multnomah County, in Portland, Oregon, it's illegal to sell and own snakes over a certain length, so she is kind of the loophole around that. And I got her, I don't know, I'd say she's half a year old now. She's very young. You can tell because she's going to get to be like 8 or 9 feet when she's an adult, and right now she's like very small. She's only a couple feet, like max. But I got her because I really wanted a boa constrictor. I wanted a bigger snake. I don't know if I would consider them a large snake. They're more like a medium size, especially because she is a BCI. I don't think much larger I would be comfortable handling. They just get so messy and hard to like handle with one person. So she's a nice happy medium for me. And boa constrictors are really intelligent compared to other snakes. They have really, really chill temperaments. Aside from their size, I would say that they're like a really, really good beginner snake, but their size is definitely like a huge factor in why people rehome them. But she's super sweet. She doesn't move around much when I hang with her. She just kind of chills. She's a good girl. But I'm still figuring her out. She's still really young, and she's not shy at all. Like, she's very inquisitive, as you can see, but I'm still figuring out her personality, so hopefully her and I will get closer in time. Oh. Penny, this video isn't about you. This is about the snakes. I will say she also like latches on, and it's really hard to get her off because she's like, they aren't super big climbers, but they do climb. So she's trying to escape. Go inside. Okay, we're almost done, everybody. We've only got a couple left. So the next snake I have is Draven. She is my corn snake. Oh, I forgot to mention that Rosie is a hypomorph, which is just the lighter color with like the reduced pattern. That's it. I don't know much else about morphs, so. But this is Draven. She's my corn. I think she's a normal morph. I don't know. And I also forgot to mention that Sassy Worm I think is a stripe morph, but I also don't know. But Draven I got from a coworker who was looking to rehome her, and I didn't realize at the time that corn snakes got this big. She's over 4 feet long, almost 5 feet long, which is pretty much full grown. She's a couple of years old now, I think. But corn snakes are super good temperament. They're like awesome beginner snakes because they don't need like too large of an enclosure. Like a 36-inch wide one or long one is like solid for them. And they're super good temperament. They are more like fast-paced. Like they noom around a lot, but she is totally down to just sit and chill with me. Like she'll just like coil up and hang out. So she's definitely a sweetie. Penny. But yeah, she's definitely a sweetheart, and I definitely enjoy having her around, even though like her body length is a lot to handle sometimes. Like, she coils around things and she can get in very narrow spaces, but other than that, she's so hard to keep still, so I can, like, barely show her off to you guys. There she is. Alright. And we have one more snake for everybody. And that is Alchemy. And she is a lesser Mojave ball python. You can see the Mojave gene is kind of her pattern and color with the yellow and brown. And the lesser kind of just makes her pale with the clear belly. I think, I could be wrong. So Alchemy I got through a friend who was rehoming her. She was pretty cheap because she was born with one eyeball and the other eye she is blind in. So she is a pretty much fully blind snake. But she's super awesome. She's super sweet. She's pretty tolerant. Lately she's been a little more sassy. Like, she doesn't really like Penny much and stuff, but she's chilling. She's super chill. She doesn't move around a lot because she is blind, so she does, like, gain weight a lot easier. But she eats like a beast. She's super, like, she eats fine. She's just an awesome snake. Like, she hangs. She's the only snake that will, like, I can sit with her for really long periods of time and she won't wander off very far. So I've, like, definitely watched movies with her and stuff in my lap. She's a good girl. You can kind of see her one eye right there. She's probably very confused right now. She's like, what is happening? I try not to take her out of her enclosure too much. And I kind of try to keep everything, like, configured the same in her enclosure. I think that probably just helps, like, her navigate her space. I don't know for sure. It's hard. She's definitely clamping onto me right now. I'm just gonna let her be, because she is the last snake. Oh. She just opened her mouth a little. I don't know why. I think she was, like, scratching her face. She's a cutie. But, yeah, so those are all of the snakes I have currently. Like I said, it's February 2020 right now. I don't plan on getting many more. Maybe if I breed or if I move somewhere and end up getting, like, venomous snakes or larger snakes. But I cannot do that at the moment. And I really like the ones I have now. They're all pretty low maintenance, easy to handle. They're all, like, a pretty good temperament. And yeah, so that's all my snakes. If you have any questions about them, please ask. And yeah, bye.